eyes, look, this contact is not contacting correctly. Hi friends, welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to tell you about the books that I'm far too scared to read. Whether it be genuine fear because it's horror, or mostly fear that it will destroy my mind, heart, and soul. So, let's jump right into it. Let's start with the books that I physically own. Every Last Word. I don't remember when, where, and why I picked this up. It's been on my bookshelf for a couple years now. But I started reading it and I DNF'd it because it was too sad and I just wasn't in the right headspace for it. But the back says, if you could read my mind, you wouldn't be smiling. So I'm just scared to read this because I think it's going to destroy me. This I'm scared to read because I feel uncomfortable even thinking about it. Slammed by Colleen Hoover. The cover's so pretty though, and I bought it and I love the floppy of her book, so I will read it. It's just the slam poetry of it all. Looking to see if I can find some slam poetry. Oh my gosh! Death. Wow, sorry. I shouldn't be a slam poet, I guess.
Yeah, the only thing inevitable in life. People don't like to talk. I'm enunciating when it's a child. People don't like to talk about that because it makes them sad. Okay, there's italics and bold. Okay. They don't imagine how life will go on without them. All the people they love will briefly grieve but continue to breathe. They don't want to imagine how life will go on without them. Their children still grow, get married, get old. They don't want to imagine how life will continue to go on without them. Their material things will be sold. Their medical files stand closed. Their name becoming a memory to people they know.
That was kind of a bar, actually.
They don't want to imagine how life will go on without them, so instead of accepting it head on, they avoid the subject altogether, hoping and praying it will somehow pass them by. Forget about them. Moving on to the next one in line. No, they don't want to imagine how life will continue to go on without them, but death didn't forget. Instead, they were met head on by death, disguised as an 18-wheeler behind a cloud of fog. No, death didn't forget about them. If only they had prepared, accepted the inevitable, laid out their plans, understood that it wasn't just their lives at hand. I may have legally been considered an adult at the age of 19, but I still felt very much all just 19. Unprepared and overwhelmed to suddenly have the entire life of a 7-year-old in my realm. That's the only thing inevitable in life.
Okay, listen. That was kind of good. The reason that the slam poetry gives me the ick isn't because I don't like slam poetry. There's a lot of slam poetry performances that I really, really like. I didn't have faith that Colleen Hoover could write slam poetry, but that wasn't too bad. I mean, it's obviously all in the performance, and that was me performing, so that's not a great start, but it actually wasn't that bad. Maybe I should rethink that one. Then we have anything by Stephen King. Listen, I want to read horror. I really do. But I'm so afraid. I have Fairy Tale by Stephen King, which is about a boy who is grieving and becomes friends with his neighbor who's an old man with a dog, and the old man dies and leaves a note for him that, hey, BTW, if you go into my shed and walk down the stairs, there's a portal to another realm. So this seems like more of a thriller than a horror. I also couldn't even look this up because I don't want to see a picture, but I will never read it because I have a phobia of clowns. I swear that fucking clown is everywhere in like pop culture, and it always scares me so bad. The other day we were thrifting and there's a big like Pennywise poster, and luckily I didn't see it because anytime we see a clown anywhere, Nathan like will cover my eyes and be like, or he'll be like, hey babe, don't look left. There's nothing to see over there. He's a sweet kid, huh? Okay, now we have ones that I haven't bought because I'm afraid. A Little Life by Hannah Yanagara. I actually did not know what this was about before I put it on this list. I've just seen the cover and lots of people review it saying that it's the saddest book they've ever read in their entire lives. So I will read you the summary. When 4 classmates from a small Massachusetts college moved to New York to make their way, they're broke, adrift, and buoyed only by their friendship and ambition. There is kind, handsome Willem, an inspiring actor, JB, a quick-witted, sometimes cruel Brooklyn-born painter seeking entry to the art world, Malcolm, a frustrated architect at a prominent firm, and withdrawn, brilliant, enigmatic Jude, who serves as the center of their gravity. It sounds fantastic. I will probably never read that. Maybe I'll look up a summary so that I know what people are talking about, but too much sad. Next is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. I clearly love Sarah J. Maas books. The only issue is that Throne of Glass is so long. It's so long. The first book was written when she was 16, so people I've talked to have said that it gives 16-year-old author. And because it's so convoluted in its timeline, there's like a tandem read that you're supposed to, or you're not supposed to, but it helps to do, where you either read in a different order than it came out in, or you read like chapters of this one, chapters of that one, chapters of this one, chapters of that one. So that sounds like an investment wow. That sounds like an investment that is not worth it at this time in my life. Oh, but I'll tell you what it's about. In a land without magic where the king rules with an iron hand, an assassin is summoned to the castle. She comes not to kill the king, but to win her freedom. If she defeats 23 killers, thieves, and warriors in a competition, she is released from prison to serve as the king's champion. Her name is Selena Sardothian. The crown prince will provoke her. The captain of the guard will protect her. But something evil dwells in the castle of glass, and it's there to kill. When her competitors start dying one by one, Selena's fight for freedom becomes a fight for survival and a desperate quest to root out the evil before it destroys her world. Sounds like a great plot. Next, we have They Both Die in the End by Adam Silvera. Again, I didn't actually read the summary because of the title. I'm not somebody who like seeks out sad books to read, but I read the plot and the plot actually looks really good. And since I already know it's sad, I just will not invest too much in it, maybe. So on April 5th, a little after midnight, Deathcast calls Mateo Torres and Rufus and Materio to give them some bad news. They're going to die today. Mateo and Rufus are total strangers, but for different reasons, they're both looking to make a new friend on their end day. The good news, there's an app for that. It's called The Last Friend, and through it, Rufus and Mateo are able to meet up for one last great adventure to live a lifetime in a single day. So that sounds interesting, but I probably will never read it. The next one is Haunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. Let me just read you the summary. The manipulator. I can manipulate the emotions of anyone who lets me. I will make you hurt, make you cry, make you laugh and sigh, but my words don't affect him, especially not when I plead for him to leave. He's always there watching and waiting, and I can never look away, not when I want him to come closer. The shadow. I didn't mean to fall in love, but now that I have, I can't stay away. I'm mesmerized by her smile, by her eyes, and the way she moves, the way she undresses. I'll keep watching and waiting until I make her mine. And once she is, I'll never let her go, not even when she begs me to. And I just wrote, I'm afraid. And you guys know I didn't like There Are No Saints. So I feel like it's too dark for me. Next, we've got Babel by R.F. Kuang. I'm not even going to read the summary because I don't understand the summary. That's why I'm scared, because it looks really pretty and it looks good and it has really good reviews, but I feel like it's an investment that I just am not going to make right now. I had to read the summary like 3 times and I was still just, huh? Then we have The Brothers Hawthorne by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So this is a prequel to the Inheritance Games trilogy. And this, I simply don't care is the problem with that one. I don't care about them before Avery got there. Before the first one, I just don't care. I want to know what happens next, but I just don't care about previous. Like, I'm sure it would be a fun read, but I'm too invested in the characters to read something with no consequence. Last, we have If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nowlin. A lot of YouTubers I follow have given this 5 stars, but I'm too scared to read it. Okay, here's the summary. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other. Autumn has her boyfriend Jamie and her close-knit group of friends, and Finn has become that boy at school, the one everyone wants to be around. That still doesn't stop the way Autumn feels every time she and Finn cross paths, and the growing nagging thought that maybe things could have been different. Maybe they should be together. But come August, things will change forever, and as time passes, Autumn will be forced to confront how else life might have been if they never parted ways. I've just seen people like reading like a part of this book and sobbing. Crying gives me a headache, so not for me, probably. So those are just a few books that I am far too scared to ever read, but some of them I hopefully will overcome my fear of it, and other ones I probably will never even attempt. I hope you liked the video, and I will see you tomorrow.